Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Appreciate you jumping on. Hit the like and subscribe button if you don't mind. What did Brad Garlinghouse say about the market cap in 2024? I believe he said it was going to go up for sure, but how much? Stay tuned because his prediction might be coming true. Let's take a look at pricing before we jump into some news. Bitcoin still on the rise, up over 3% in the last 24 hours, sitting at $82,059.65. Is this the beginning of the bull run, ladies and gentlemen? It certainly looks good. Ethereum sitting at 3,159.67. Solana up 5.92% in the last 24 hours, sitting at 217.05. And Dogecoin has moved ahead of XRP, and Dogecoin is sitting at 28, almost 29 cents, up over 20% in the last 24 hours. And XRP currently sitting at 57, almost 58 cents. So some changes there in the top 10 for coins. Let's take a look at some news, and we'll jump in first with Vandell from Black Swan Capitalists, who here says, is it just coincidence that the push to abolish the Fed aligns perfectly with the timing of a new financial system? But what if the goal isn't truly about abolition? What if the real plan is to replace the Fed with something that looks different but actually wields even greater power? What if it's to replace the Fed with a new entity that appears different yet has even more control? Of course, this is a possibility. Of course, Vandell speaking to Ripple and XRP. That's what he believes is going to happen. Got to tell you, the timing sure does seem coincidental with Trump being brought into office, him and Elon and others talking about abolishing the Fed. We will see. Digital asset investor comes in here and says $2.75 trillion and counting. That is the market cap of cryptocurrency currently. So let's take listen to a previous interview with Brad Carlinghouse and
Recently predicted
about
that the crypto
this.
market will double in size to $5 trillion by the end of 2024. That is a big prediction just by the end of this year.
Yeah, I don't even feel like it's that big a prediction when you step back. And, like any market, this is driven by supply and demand. You have decreasing supply for a whole bunch of reasons, the halving Bitcoin being an important one. You have an increasing demand, the ETF being a key part of that. And I think it's also people realizing that crypto plays a role as an asset. It's a $2.5 trillion market. Maybe it's a little less than that now. But so it's basically just predicting it's going to double by the end of the year. And if anything, I think I probably under-predicted that.
Recently predicted that the crypto market will double.
So Brad Garlinghouse says it's going to double. So it'll get the $5 trillion in 2024. Man, I mean, obviously he works for Ripple. He works for a major crypto company, but his prediction, the timing of what's happening right now with Bitcoin and other cryptos going up, he could be certainly be onto something. Let's move on to Stephen Nerayoff. Stephen Nerayoff says, at Gary Gensler, I'm calling for your immediate resignation. You continued to silence me because of my knowledge of the SEC's illegal activities under your regulation by enforcement reign. Your plan backfired. Since I know where the bodies are buried, and in case proof of malfeasance is needed to remove you, I'll direct at Donald Trump, at Elon Musk, and at J.D. Vance to shed light on the illegal activities conducted to cover up your watch, a few of which are at Ripple, the CCP, and hashtag ETHgate. He goes on to say, protecting illegal naked short selling against Trump media. Your refusal to enforce naked short selling rules here is arguably election interference. Overstock, he says, follow the money, expose the liars, balance the powers, and level the playing field. Accountability is coming. Tick-tock. So some harsh words there from Stephen Nerayoff, who has obviously inside knowledge of working with ETHgate, Ethereum, Vitalik, and others. So that's going to be interesting to watch, and I will do my best to bring it to you. Smoke Dog comes in here and says 60 to 80% of all trade will be digitized by 2026. That is less than 2 years away, folks. Here, this article says the ICC has a target of digitalizing 60 to 80% of all trade by 2026. The article goes on to say we currently are at a turning point in terms of international transactions where decades or even centuries old processes are being replaced by new digital and modern equivalents. It's happening. We see it happening all around us. By 2026, 60 to 80%, absolutely doable in my mind. Black Swan Capitalist coming back in here with a video regarding the Treasury, regarding being insolvent. The plan is to use XRP and shift the balance of power directly to the Treasury, allowing them to control liquidity directly, with banks becoming licensees of the Treasury. Let's take a listen to this gentleman talk about it.
The solvency of the United States Treasury. So that's why he cut rates. So we have inflation that he can't deal with. We've got illiquidity, right? We have illiquidity now in the bond market. The reverse repo facility, which is where all this money that was created by the Fed and went into excess reserves and that was parked at the Fed earning a nice fat interest rate, was $2.5 trillion 2 years ago. Now it's $150 billion. So your liquidity in the reverse repo facility is gone. So now all you have is the Treasury General account, and that's not going to last long. That'll be exhausted in early 2025. And then you have illiquidity in the bond market. So you have illiquidity, inflation, and insolvency. Those three things are very bad, and that's going to put a check on no matter who no matter who wins the White House, and no matter who controls Congress, the solvency of the United States Treasury. So that's why I cut.
So that's the thoughts of Black Swan Capitalists there. And again, it certainly ties in well with what's going on. Talk about the Fed removal, XRP going to be getting legal clarity here, the RLUSD about to be launched. Lots to watch, exciting times. Let's take a listen to Tony Edwards here in this interview with Zach Pandal, head of research at Grayscale, talks about Grayscale relaunching its XRP trust and the new index ETF filing, which includes altcoins. Take a listen.
Tell us about that. Recently, there was a relaunch of the XRP Trust. Tell us about that decision to relaunch that.
Yeah, so we've launched a ton of products this year, really driven by investor interest as well as our own internal analysis of what we think are the most compelling opportunities in the marketplace at the moment. And so these things have ranged a huge spectrum from Bitcoin scaling ideas to AI-related projects to some of the decentralized finance stalwarts. So it's a whole range of things. XRP is one example of that, and I'd say that one, really driven by investor interest. There are a lot of XRP enthusiasts out there, and we wanted to be able to offer that product. We previously offered an XRP product and withdrew it after some of the legal issues emerged. Now that we're, we felt we were ready to offer that product again today, and the investor receptivity has been very good. So it's really a combination of investor service and our own views on the industry opportunities that drive these product decisions.
So, of course, a lot of people want me to ask you, when is Grayscale going to file for an XRP spot ETF and even a Solana spot ETF?
So the current filing that people should be aware of is for a diversified product. So our product, the Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund, GDLC, owns Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other large cap tokens in smaller size, Avalanche, XRP, and Solana. So that could be the first, that's an active filing, and investors can take a look at that. That would be the first example of XRP making its way into the ETF structure here in the United States.
Appreciate you.